Well, guys, it happened. G2 finally won a CSGO tournament. After 5 years of sweeps, shuffles, and, well, whiffs, this ill-fated super team has broken the curse, adding a tier 1 trophy to their collection for the first time since 2017. And I mean, what a way to do it. Like, just no words.
So obviously I would wish that my father could see that I actually accomplished something. I think he would be proud of me for once.
Okay, so anyone who knows CSGO knows that G2 has been a notoriously coin-flippy powerhouse for what feels like forever. The thing is, in terms of when they actually last won something, it sort of actually has been forever. Prior to the Blast World Final, the last time that G2 won a Tier 1 international LAN was DreamHack Malmo 2017. That was over half a decade ago, which is half the lifespan of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. To put it simply, G2 has been perpetually down bad. The last time G2 won a trophy, Apex was still on the team, and Scream had only left like 6 months prior. To say it was a different time would be an understatement. It was a different era. Since then, they've gone international, benched Kenny, gotten Nico, got swept by Simple in like 3 finals, bought m0NESY, picked up XTQ and Alexi, kicked XTQ and Alexi, snagged JKS in this Giga Chat named Hooksy, and failed to qualify for a major after getting smoked by Gamer Legion. Is that it? Point is, heading into the Blast Global Final, G2 were basically the biggest disaster in professional Counter-Strike. A spectacularly stacked disaster who I've always said has a shit ton of potential, but a disaster nonetheless. Do you understand that the last time that Nico, arguably the best rifler alive, won a CSGO LAN was at Blast Miami 3.5 years ago? Like, do you understand how insane that is? And yes, I recognize that some of that did have to do with the online era. But still, it's sort of ridiculous that you could be a consistent top 3 player globally and just casually go almost 4 years without winning a single tournament. Suffice it to say, going into the Blast World Final, which took place last weekend, nobody was really expecting much from G2. It was the last tournament of the year, they'd only gotten 6th at the fall finals, and let's be honest, after the major bomb out, their roster was sort of a question mark. The thing is, all of this was instantly overshadowed by the deeply tragic news that Hooksy received not one day after arriving at the tournament. According to a twitlonger published on the morning of December 13th, Hooksy was informed shortly after landing that his father had passed away suddenly and unexpectedly the day prior. He made it clear that he'd opted to play the tournament because it abided with his family's wishes, and that he hoped it would serve as a distraction of sorts. Given that Hooksy is the team's IGL, and that his mind might very understandably be elsewhere, I think it's fair to say that everyone was prepared to give G2 a pass on this one. Some things are more important in life than winning. Indeed, more important than Counter-Strike. And yet, despite finishing 3rd in their group, when it came time to drop the gloves against Vitality, G2 shocked everyone.
Lays down the incendiary, looks away, dies at the hands of Nico. Now Dupree, also dead. And G2, believe your eyes, where they've already shown us greatness, and Hunter will not let this chance slide through their fingertips. Vitality thought they would have this, but a CT side that has fallen flat. Zywoo 15 health, and m0NESY ready to put the nail in the coffin. They lean back, and with that AWP, they'll collect their kills, their 16th round, and their 2nd map in this series.
And man, was Hooksy's calling on point. Like, their T-sides were super crisp, and they were playing with a supreme level of confidence. The thing is, going into their semi-final bout against FaZe, it wasn't apparent how far that would actually carry them, until they started playing. It wasn't just that G2 were confident, they were charismatic. They were having fun. And while both maps were definitely squeakers, Hooksy's squad just found that extra gear and did what no one thought they could.
m0NESY so close. His teammates lean back because they're not even needed. G2 will end this year where they started it, a grand finals. But this is Hooksy's G2.
Hooksy, you've done it. Your first ever Tier 1 Grand Final awaits tomorrow. What does this feel like?
It's pretty crazy, honestly. Also, the way we won, I really felt like it was a tough first half, like a lot of mistakes, is also for me individually, so I'm also proud of myself that I actually stepped up and could actually call a good T-side even though I had a really bad individual game, so...
Okay, now I know what all of you EU scrub muffins are thinking. A grand final against Chokewood? Easy for Hooksy. And like, look, I get it. The proof is in the pudding. But I do think it is fair to say that heading into this grand final, Liquid were favorites. Hooksy just didn't give a
Hooksy limited. Yeah, they got all the nades they want. Hooksy on a worse gun. Still 4 AKs is better than most of these rounds. And Hooksy,
Called out.
Wow.
Doesn't need to see him, doesn't need to shoot him. An
Combination.
artillery barrage top mid.
What?
But it's
Wait.
a big one.
Wait, what are they doing?
Doubling back again? Elise is gonna go try to stuff him on bottom mid, and instead Nico gets the headshot.
what?
Make it a double!
They're making it up as they go.
Can Nitro really do the unthinkable at this point? G2 decide to sprint away, and to their success, I mean, listen, for a second it looks sketchy.
These rotations are actually unreal.
And while the Kovac's watch is on, guess what? Two brothers from Bosnia with a childhood dream to win events since this all started. And ladies and gentlemen, believe your eyes, Abu Dhabi with the newest champions. G2 do the unthinkable.
1,092 days since G2 took a map in a grand final, and these go in for the sweep. I was sad to see Liquid lose, of course, but how could I be upset over such a harrowing, heartfelt victory for not only a roster who needed it, but a player?
Well, I think it's obvious what I'm going to say next. I'm not going to stand here being crybaby because I've been crying for a week straight, but obviously I would wish that my father could see that I actually accomplished something. I think he would be proud of me for once, and I don't know.
I think we're all very proud of you.
For those who aren't up to date on Hooksy's miraculous meme-filled journey into the upper echelon of professional Counter-Strike, you're in luck. We did a video on it, so check it out. Learn how and why this unproven, still burgeoning shot caller was put in charge of CSGO's coin flippiest super team, and how him being a Giga Chad went from a community-wide roast to a reality.
Hooksy, in the face of adversity and critique, you have facilitated G2's first trophy lift since 2017. How do you feel about that?
Crazy. Sorry for my language, but I don't know. Now I said on stage that I didn't want to be a crybaby. I can tell you I've been a crybaby for the last 6 months. I think the second day at boot camp with G2, when I joined the team, I was sitting in my hotel room crying because I thought I wasn't good enough. And now I'm standing here with the trophy in my hands. And I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't know what to tell you.
Anyway, on the whole, an amazing event. Obviously, it was nice to see Nico end his drought and win with Hunter, and m0NESY pick up his first big trophy and MVP, and watch JKS both start and end the year with a big event win. What this spells for G2's future is sort of hard to say, since this team does like to be unpredictable. What's certain is that it has taken the pressure off and shown that their potential can be realized. Let's just hope we don't have to wait another 5 years to see it realized. See you next time. Since then, okay, so how the f am I gonna do this? Got Nico, benched Kenny, gotten swept by Simple like 3 finals. Benched Kenny, snagged, no, what was the next one? Gotten swept by Simple. Since then, they've gone international, benched Kenny, gotten Nico, bought m0NESY, gotten, I mixed up the order. Snagged JKS, and this good, I mixed up Hooksy and Giga.